Guys, why NXT is dead. Now, I think I talked about this before. I haven't really talked about it, but like I said, I keep up with wrestling. But NXT's why NXT is dead now is other than the release, but NXT has been dying slowly but surely for the last about 2.5 years since AEW's emergence. The pandemic era, we like to call it, really didn't do much to their product either. It made it actually look inferior, and then eventually they said, "Oh, we can do the same thing that AEW does," which is weird. Anyway, my biggest thing with AEW, I mean NXT, is the fact that it was a developmental system, and the biggest problem is the fact every time you had a star on a rise at NXT to go to WWE, it wasted. Like to me, when Bray Wyatt was treated the way he was, and the man is a creative genius, and what he did with the Fiend, and he did with the Wyatt family, and all this extra stuff, and he was treated the way he was, it just made it look like NXT. It's like, whatever. I mean, cool, they win some world titles here and there, but as soon as they leave NXT, they go straight to the main roster, and they're shitted on, they're crapped on, they're destroyed, they're looked upon as losers, and that's what's been going on. Just Vince never looked at NXT as anything other than a farm system. I mean, yeah, it did some wonders here and there, but when AEW came in, it kind of destroyed that. And now NXT is going back to the roots of things. Big guys, no midgets, no high flying, no slapping the legs. They're going back to those roots, which I think is not a bad way to go, like to reverse back a little bit, but it's also bad because now NXT has built this fan base that people liked. And now you alienate that fan base and going back to a route you're going back. And if you go back that route, you got to be careful because honestly, to me, Vince has been out of touch for a while because if you look at anything with wrestling for the last several years, and you know anything with wrestling, is the fact that hell, look at UFC. Conor McGregor is a prime example that you don't have to be a big guy to sell tickets. You just have to have good booking, good marketing, and the company has to have faith in you to do that. The company has no faith in none of these new stars. The only one is Roman Reigns, but that's more of a Vince McMahon love fest thing than anything else. I mean, he just has to have faith in these guys and push them the way he did, and they'll get over. But Vince doesn't care, and here we are today. This product is terrible. And I could go on and on with why the product is bad, but we're talking about NXT. And the NXT, the foundation of what made NXT so great is gone. They try to compete with AEW where they didn't need to compete. People were going to flock to them anyway. But then you have Triple H probably telling people, well, we can do this and we can do that. And it kind of lost what NXT was. A lot of people say it lost itself when Dusty Rhodes passed away. You could say that too. I mean, but let's be realistic here. The company lost itself when they tried to compete with AEW instead of trying to be NXT. And then the AEW's being AEW. Are they trying to compete with WWE? Yeah. But they're doing it their own way. The thing that AEW has over TNA, and this is the only thing I will say, is marketing, a presence on the internet, and they know their fan base. The problem with TNA was they didn't really control their narrative and they didn't really have a good presence on the internet. When the internet was slowly booming, they weren't people looking in the company saying we need to go that direction. They were looking at let's do what WWE does and let's do it better instead of being like, no, what's going on the internet? Who's hot right now? And that's the problem. They signed all these big name talents from WWE. They didn't sign the new faces of the wrestling generation. Like I heard, you had a Okada that was in the TNA. Like you had Okada, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, through your company, but you decided not to. I mean, again, the point is, AEW does a better job with that, and I think the problem with NXT is it just didn't capture the same magic. And there's a new kid on the block that also helps people too, new faces. And AEW doesn't come off as a developmental system; it comes off as a brand. Like literally, if Vince buys out AEW, it'll be his own brand. It'll be coming his own brand. It feels like his own brand, his own thing. TNA is the same way. But see, NXT eventually, it kind of developed to his own thing. But then once The death of the nail was once superstars were coming from NXT to WWE. Then you start to see the cracks, and you start to see a lot of things happening. You know, Ricochet, Aleister Black, Andrade, all of them. You know, that's when you start seeing, okay, this ain't working. Whatever they're doing at NXT is not working. So we need to do something else. This is my reason why NXT is dead. Honestly, it's been dead even before Bronson Reed and all of them were died. But see, it's just been dead for years. Like Adam Cole, he's leaving. Karrion Kross, he's gone. You know, and the worst thing about NXT is it doesn't matter the character who they are in NXT. They're going to be changed when they get to WWE, and it makes NXT a non-factor. Like Kyle O'Reilly, he goes to WWE, he won't be the same character. He'd be somebody else. Bronson Reed, he'd be a different character. Finn Balor's the only one who kind of stayed the same. And I think Finn Balor has that wave like, you're not going to do what you did to me the first time. And I think they're probably going to lay off of him this time. Karrion Kross is different. Where's Scarlett? Where are all these other people? You know, it's just... But anyway, guys, that's my thoughts. What do you guys think? As always, like, subscribe, peace, have a Johnson day. See you guys in the next video.